Hello there. I recently read a very nice quote, and the quote was, "It is never too late to make a fool of yourself." Yes, that's the quote. It is never too late to make a fool of yourself. Now, you might wonder what is so nice about this quote. It talks about making a fool of yourself. It is a funny quote. Yes, it is a funny quote. But like every funny thing and like every funny quote in this world, if you really think about it in depth, you find a lot of meaning to it. What is the meaning, you might wonder? It is never too late to make a fool of yourself. Well, this quote talks about the ability to live your life on your own terms. This quote talks about being yourself. This quote is especially relevant to those people who are into something creative. If you're creating something, a piece of art, literature, poetry, or anything that is uniquely yours and creative, or even something as simple as living your life the way you want to live it, this quote has a very deep meaning for you. So, what does it mean? Well, if you're the kind of person who likes to live life on one's own terms, which often goes against the norms and thinking of the society, or if you're a creative person, if you're creating something, putting an art or some creativity out there into the world, chances are people will not like it, people will not understand it, or worst still, people will misunderstand it. People will misunderstand you, people will misunderstand your intentions, and why you feel the need to live your life the way you're living it. And that, my dear friends, is a risk that you have to take if you want to live life on your own terms, or if you want to put some kind of a creativity out there in the world. You have to risk being a fool. You have to risk appearing a fool, and you have to take the risk of people calling you a fool. And that's what is meant by this quote. It is never too late to make a fool of yourself. Look at any successful person in the world around you, whether a celebrity or an ordinary person, a person who is living life on one's own terms. People oppose that person, people make fun of that person, people often take that person to be a fool. But once that person believes in oneself and says, "No, this is how I'm going to live my life, this is how I'm going to be," ultimately the world has to accept. Same thing goes for anyone who is a creative person, anyone who has indulged in any kind of a creative pursuit, anyone who has done some kind of a great work of art or poetry or literature. Everybody may not resonate with the creative instinct of this person, and when this person puts one's art out into the world, there is always a risk that people will not like it, people will judge it badly, people will misunderstand it, people will misconstrue it. And that, my dear friends, is a risk that every creative person has to take. The risk of appearing a fool in front of the world. But if you believe in yourself, if you believe in your own terms, if you believe in yourself enough to be able to live life the way you want to live it, in spite of what the people call you, or if you believe in your own creativity and your own creation and keep putting it out in the world, ultimately, one day the world will share your belief and you will become known as a great creative person. And this goes true for every successful person who has created something great out there. Just see all the creative people. They risked appearing fools. So many of them were laughed off. So many of them were called funny names. So many of them, well, faced initial failure. But they did not mind. They took the risk of appearing fools in front of the world. So, if you want to succeed, if you want to live life on your own terms, if you want to be your own boss, your own person, or if you want to put your creativity and your creation out there in front of the world, risk appearing a fool. In fact, being called a fool initially is a very liberating feeling. Then you have a scope of proving the world wrong and the satisfaction that comes along with it. So, it is never too late to make a fool of yourself. In other words, it is never too late to start living life on your own terms. And it is definitely never too late to start putting your creativity and your art in front of the world. So, if the only thing that has been stopping you has been the judgment of the world, don't worry about it. Risk being called a fool, risk appearing a fool to everyone, but be yourself. Start putting your creativity and your work out there. Believe in yourself, and one day the world will be forced to believe. All the best. and thank you for watching.